The Los Angeles Clippers are in some trouble. They just lost tonight to the Boston Celtics, which I was actually at that game. My first NBA game in about 3 years. I went to one in 2022, and that was the last one I've been to. My third ever total. Went to one in 2017 as well, and this was my third. But it this game started off not too exciting from the Clippers' perspective, because James Harden kind of sucked. In the first quarter, he was 1 for 4, had 5 points. In the second quarter, he had a donut, was 0 for 3. So within the first half, he played 17 minutes and he had 5 points. And then in the third quarter, he played the entire third quarter. He had 14 points. 7 of those came from free throws. He made 3 field goals. Still didn't shoot great in that quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, James Harden decided to turn into 2018 MVP James Harden, where he made 3 threes, had 5 free throws, and scored 18 points in 7 minutes of playing time. And almost single handedly made the Clippers force OT. Thankfully, they didn't because the games I have been at, I'm 0-2. So this was the first one I've seen, and we needed it. The Celtics aren't looking very good too. I guess I'll talk about them a little, but I've already made 2 videos on them this season. But the Los Angeles Clippers are 22nd in net rating with a -5 this season. They are 21st in offense with a 115, and they're 26th in defensive rating with a 120. Um, if I'm being honest, watching the Clippers today made sense. Like completely makes sense on why that their offense could struggle at times because I mean, let's just look at it. So Zubac was 16, had 16 and 12 today. He's averaging 16 and 10, but he's very limited offensively, of course, because he's not going to shoot threes and he's only going to take his little jump hooks or, do pick and roll with Harden or whoever. John Collins started today, which he hasn't done all season. But he's averaging 12. He had 17 today, but again, a lot of that probably is coming off assists, if I would assume. And outside of that, like, because Kawhi is hurt, Chris Paul doesn't play anymore. It's like their next leading scorer was Kobe Sanders. Kobe Sanders, who scored 3 last game, 9 the game before, and then didn't play for 2 games. And then, so he had his season high, but he's averaging 5 points and not playing a ton. Bogdanovich has had a couple okay little stretch where he had 11 tonight. He had 21 versus Dallas in their double OT game, and then 11 again. But before that, he had 2 donuts. He's had multiple donuts this season, whether it's just not playing or just not playing enough. And then Brooke Lopez, who's 37, and Brooke Lopez this season hasn't is only shooting 42% from the field on 6 points per game, only playing 15 minutes a game. Nicholas Batum, another 35-year-old guy who's he had some good defensive possessions and good blocks today, but not going to give you much offense. Same with Chris Dunn, not what he's there for. Jordan Miller, Derrick Jones, who I hope he's okay. He got I don't know what necessarily the injury was, but he got hurt very early into this game, and seeing it live was you don't necessarily know what happened, but I think it was a contact injury because Brown got called for the foul on it. But hopefully he's all right. Because he had 5 points and 2 blocks before he went down, but there is just not much offense. And if Harden was 14 for 15 from the free throw line, and at one point he was 1 for 9 from the field and 9 for 10 free throws. So literally 89% of his points, 88% of his points came from free throws at one point in this game. Now, granted, he turned it up. He ended up making 5 threes, was 9 for 22 from the field, but Harden's not going. Who else is? who else is? It's not like Zubac is gonna give you 30. I mean, he might once every, I don't even know how many games. I mean, he had 27 the night before actually, but, he had and then he had 18. He has had a couple other 20 bombs in here, but then he's got a single digit game there, single digit game there, 14, another single digit, you know. So obviously you're not relying on him for that. It's just they don't have a lot of people where that's their job is to create. So that makes sense to me. And defensively, like part of defense, at least I mean, not part, a very huge part of defense is hustle and like grit. And again, when one, two, three, four, five of your guys that would be playing are 35 plus, they're not going to be diving too much. Nicholas Batum dove a couple times. It was good and it was great. That he's still doing that. He can still do stuff like that. But there's just not going to be a ton of grit. Can I see? Um, I can't. I wanted to see like pace, but I can't see it from where I'm looking at. I'm sure there's definitely a way to find it, but bottom 10 in offense, bottom 10 in defense, not great. They don't have a great assist percentage, are 19th in the league. I mean, because they don't have much point guard play. Chris Paul doesn't even play for this team. He didn't play again tonight. And no, he's not hurt, but he hasn't played in he hasn't played in 5 straight games. And then he had 2, 2, and 2, 0, 1, and 3, 3, 4, and 4. Like he's just not playing. And granted, he's 40, so it makes sense, but he's not playing for this team. Um, Chris Dunn is like, sure, he's a guard, but he's not like, he's more of a wing than a guard, if we're gonna be honest. And yeah, the Clippers are rough, man. This was a team that I was very excited going into the year, and I still am because there are players I like. Like I'm a huge James Harden guy. I do like John Collins. I do like Derek Jones Jr. Zubac is a good player. But like you just don't. I don't know. And again, if Kawhi's not going to play, and obviously you lost Bradley Beal for the year already, it's just gonna be rough, bro. It's gonna be rough. But the Celtics, thank God they got a win. Their big three for this season had all pretty good games. Derek White had 22, 7, and 9. Brown had 33 and 13, and Pritchard had 30. He had 8 threes as well. Um he was on fire. I think that first quarter he hit four, and then he hit four in the third quarter as well. Didn't do much in the second and fourth quarter at all, but didn't play too much. Um, Jordan Walsh had some big was doing great on hard defensively. Got called for a couple fouls, but he was good. Luka Garza actually was pretty good scoring tonight. He hit 2 threes. He fouled out in 14 minutes. But Anthony Simons, a donut, only played 12 minutes. But when Pritchard was going as much as he was going, makes sense to not play him too much. This was one of the better performances from the big three for this season because Derek White hasn't been perfect to the start this year. Neither is Pritchard. Um, Derek White's actually shooting abysmal from the field at 35% and 31% from three. Again, Pritchard is also shooting 32% from three. Jaylen Brown's actually been pretty efficient for this season. So I don't have any complaints there. But the Celtics won the rebounding battle. Again, makes sense. This team doesn't. I mean, you think it's really Zubac had 12 boards, and their backup center is Brooke Lopez, who had 2 whopping rebounds in 14 minutes. But you know, Clippers, they got things to figure out. I don't know how they're going to figure it out. Again, if Kawhi is just simply not going to be healthy, he was actually questionable for tonight, so there was actually a chance he was going to play tonight. But yeah, they're just not doing good. I mean, and their starting lineup of at least for what it was today, of Harden, Chris Dunn, Derek Jones, John Collins, and Zubac. Their plus minus is only at 1. I think what their typical starting lineup had been to start the year between Harden, Beal, Kawhi, Derek Jones, and Zubac was a minus 14. Like, not good to be your starting lineups at all. The offense was pretty good with that second lineup, but the defense was abysmal, so bad. And that's probably why you insert a Chris Dunn and things like that for Bradley Beal. And obviously, Harden's not a perfect defender, but I'm surprised. I mean, 133 with that lineup of Harden, Beal, Kawhi, Derek Jones, and Zubac. Again, they don't have a huge sample size together because again, we're only 13 games in. But Clippers, bro, you're the 11th seed, man. I know the West is packed, but come on, bro, you guys gotta pick it up. And they play the Sixers tomorrow, so hopefully they can try and squeeze out a win there. But again, they are now 4-9, so who knows how that'll go. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment what you think about the Clippers and the Celtics, I guess. Pretty good game to go to. And again, Harden almost tied it up to send it to overtime, but so Harden ended up having a good game. But thank you for watching.